He has a gun.
What does he have?
He has a gun.
Where is he? I don't even know where he is.
He's over there.
Can you see him? Is there another window over there?
No.
The man Albuquerque police shot and killed Tuesday, the 14th man in 20 months, was a robbery suspect with a long criminal record who, officials say, refused to drop what turned out to be an AK-47. After a short standoff with police, a SWAT sniper fired, killing 31-year-old Michael Marquez in an open field near an apartment building. The incident began around 10:40 a.m. Tuesday, when detectives working a Crime Stoppers tip regarding a man suspected in 3 armed robberies began watching Marquez.
During their investigation, detectives were able to develop information that the offender was a Michael Marquez, age 31. He was positively identified as being involved in all of the robberies through a series of photo arrays, which was shown to the victims. Officers were successful in obtaining a warrant for his arrest, and that's what officers have been trying to do, is actually serve that warrant and get Marquez off of the streets of Albuquerque.
Detectives were watching Marquez at the apartment, just north of Central, when they spotted a woman who was a known acquaintance of Marquez and pulled her over.
They have the guns out.
While the woman was being pulled over, other detectives spotted Marquez walking out of the apartment on 60th Street. Marquez had spotted police, seemed agitated, and began making comments to them about not going back to jail and going out with a bang. Marquez was holding a bag and refused to put it down.
During the negotiations, Marquez said several times that he did not want to go back to prison, and he said that he was going to go out with a bang, or words similar to that.
A crisis negotiation team was called in, but Marquez continued to disobey police commands. Negotiators tried to reason with Marquez for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, the department's SWAT team had arrived on the scene. Police suspected Marquez had a long gun or rifle in his bag because of its shape and the way he held it. Officers felt vulnerable because they were in an open field with nothing to use for cover.
Officers took cover behind fences, vehicles that they had used to box him in the field, and car doors.
In addition, there were civilians outside in the surrounding area. Officers heard Marquez cycle the weapon. That's when a SWAT sniper fired his rifle at Marquez at least twice, although police are still not sure how many shots were fired.
This is a weapon that is the same make and model of the one carried by Marquez, with a pistol grip, and what detectives heard was a sound that sounded like that, a very distinctive sound that officers recognize as being a firearm in the commission of actually having it chambered, being made ready to fire and engage somebody.
Marquez died at the scene. Albuquerque police have been heavily scrutinized since a spike in officer shootings began last year. There have been 20 APD shootings since January 2010, 14 of them fatal. The department has faced citizen protests and could be investigated by the U.S. Department of Justice for possible civil rights violations. The Department of Justice is reviewing information to determine whether it will start an investigation. A review ordered by Mayor Richard Berry last year recommended changes in training and procedures, most of which have been adopted by the department. Police Chief Ray Schultz and other department leaders have maintained that officers have resorted to lethal force in situations where there were no other options, and that police increasingly encounter violent people.